CM Punk, Jack Perry. Here's what you need to know, because the latest as of this recording is this. It impacts All Out. Let's get into it. So, CM Punk, Jack Perry, of course, everybody knows the story by now. A few weeks ago at a Collision, they had an issue because Jack Perry reportedly wanted to use real glass for a segment. Punk, who wants desperately to be a locker room leader and has somewhat of a obsession with it, went to him and said, hey, not a good idea. I agree, 100%. That pissed off Jack Perry. Then word got leaked of this story, and it painted Jack Perry in a bad light. And it's the latest incident involving CM Punk. I'm not saying all of this is Punk's fault, but damn, is it a lot. Then you go to All In. What should be a historic moment for AEW turns out to be somewhat overshadowed, because in the pre-show, Jungle Boy Jack Perry put over Hook to give him back the FTW title. During it, they did a spot on a windshield on a limo in which Jack Perry was smashed into glass, and he made a comment, something to the effect of real glass, cry me a river. Then after the match, right before Punk walked out to open up the main show for his real world title match with Samoa Joe, Perry stepped to him. They exchanged. There's conflicting reports. Most of the reports indicate that after Perry had bumped into Punk, Punk high-faced him, and then Punk choked him out. Either way, there was an altercation. They got physical. Fast forward, Perry, Punk, they were both asked to leave. Now, it should be noted that Fightful Select has reported that PW Torch reported in the moment Punk threatened to quit AEW before he went out for his match with Samoa Joe, who talked to Punk and said, hey, dude, let's just go through with this match. AEW told production, hey, we may have a lineup change here, just FYI. They were going to go with the trios match with the Bullet Club, Gold, Takeshita, Hangman Page. Oh, they didn't do that. And Sports Illustrated reports, and Brian Alvarez reports that, yes, Jungle Boy and CM Punk have been suspended pending the outcome of the investigation that AEW is doing. Fightful Select reports that, yes, CM Punk had been planned to work All Out, which is not a major shock considering it's also in Chicago. You're gonna have CM Punk on the card. If it's a pay-per-view, you're gonna want CM Punk on the card, so it's not that big of a deal. That is everything that we know. 48 hours removed or so from this incident, it has been yet another classic example of a historic great moment for AEW being overshadowed by a very unfortunate circumstance. I am not putting all the blame on CM Punk, and I am not putting all the blame on Jack Perry. I think Punk, and I've said this before, I understand that he wants to be a locker room leader, and at one point reportedly said that he hates AEW in the heat of the moment at All In. But his desire to be a locker room leader, he needs to let up on that, because it's great you want to be a locker room leader, but if you don't have the respect of others in the locker room, how do you expect them to follow your lead as a leader? The number one importance of being a leader is having the respect of others, because they then listen to you. Just because you've been around in the business and done everything in the business doesn't necessarily warrant an automatic respect level. It's just in my opinion. Because you can be the biggest piece of monkey that you've ever seen and still headline WrestleMania. Just saying. Just saying. And this being one of the latest examples involving CM Punk also doesn't help things. It also doesn't help things that the roster is split, where you have some guys that like Punk and some guys that don't like Punk. I just wish that Tony Khan can get a grasp on this, because it's very unfortunate. You have your biggest event ever, and everyone's just talking about CM Punk and another BS no one's going to care in 50 years moment. It's weird. Let me know down in the comments area below. Hit that subscribe button for more wrestling content.